So let's
jump right the fuck in.
You're choking me.
Right the fuck in.
So let's jump right into it.
Yep.
Dry.
We're
Going in dry.
We're gonna spit on it first.
So what is the craziest girlfriend you ever had? Craziest, I mean, we'll talk about, you can do experience, but we don't need to name names, but what like defining crazy.
I'm here to name names and get sued.
Are we using girlfriends loosely? Rim shot.
Yeah.
However you define it. Everyone defines it differently.
Craziest experience with,
Craziest experience. Well, I would have to say there's been a few. One of the craziest experiences I had was with a girl named Nikki. She took me.
That must have been weird for you.
Yes. Well, it was kind of weird to date somebody around the same name.
2K is one eye?
Yes.
Classy girl. Classy.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 eyes.
3K,
2 eyes.
3K is one bed sheet.
Yeah. 1 N, 2 I's, 2 K's, 1 D.
Hey, 2 girls, 1 cup.
So anyway, this is what happened with us. It's a little uncomfortable, but so what happened was we went back to her house. It was like a date kind of thing. We were watching Harry Potter, very erotic film, if you don't know. And
there's wands everywhere.
Yeah, we're watching Harry Potter with her brother. Okay, now
Philosopher's Stones.
He's sitting on like a big chair, and we're sitting on the couch, and the lights are off, and the movie gets going for a while, and he like falls asleep. So we start doing stuff, We start off with kissing, and then it kind of goes on to like I'm touching her vagina and stuff, and she's like doing some moaning, and we're kind of really going at it. Of course, with the luck I have, she never reciprocated. But anyway, which actually at the end I'm kind of glad she didn't. But anyway, so we're doing that kind of stuff, and then we like the movie ends, and so we stop, and it turns out her brother was awake the whole time, just sitting there while I viciously assaulted his sister with sweaty palms like that. Oh god,
the details that matter.
That was very awkward. That was a crazy time. Because I almost thought that they planned that together because it almost seemed too perfect,
That doesn't really, I mean, unless that was actually planned.
Yeah, that would be
really
crazy.
say that she's crazy at all.
I haven't actually had that many serious girlfriends. The one, I guess you can't see the air quotes, serious girlfriend in college that I had. Mostly because I just gotten out of my first real relationship in high school, and I got to college, and there's just like girls running around everywhere, and I sort of like attached myself to one of them. And she was, there's different ways to describe the kind of person that she was. Saran wrap, stage 5 clinger, that kind of thing. And essentially, coming towards the end of the relationship, I had finally had sex with her, and she was like she wasn't even on the pill. She was on like the birth control like injection. Mm-hmm. So like it will immediately abort any fetus that like tries to grow inside of her like instantaneously.
Yep.
And of course she still insists that I wear a condom, which I guess I was thankful for just because I wouldn't want to have taken any chance with that girl.
Yeah.
But essentially how it turned out was that by the end of it, I was trying to figure out excuses for how to reclaim all of my things from her room before I broke up with her. Like, I knew I wanted to break up with her like 2 weeks before I actually did.
You got a plan.
So, I had to get like a towel that I left there, and like a couple of shirts that I left there, and like a watch that I left in her room, and like basically trying to cut all of the strings before the whole thing falls apart. Yeah. God, what the fuck was that game? Like the one where you pull the sticks out and like try not to have the marbles fall down. Like don't break the ice.
Jenga? Jenga too?
No, Jenga's actually a decent example, except you're not like building it up again. You're just throwing the pieces away. You never want to see them again.
Yeah.
So basically, I was trying to extricate myself as slowly as possible from this relationship before the whole thing collapsed. And then finally I sit her down. I'm like, you know what? I just don't want a relationship right now. I think this is. That's it. We're finished. Like, you got what you wanted. You had sex with me, and now that's it. I'm like, no, that is not it whatsoever. I just don't want to see you anymore.
No, I like the sex. I just hate you.
And so, of course, during this process, like the classic movie scenario happens where like their friend their gay friend from across the
Oh,
hall,
boy.
like opens the door, and is like, "Hey guys," and like looks at us, sees her makeup smeared all over her face, and I'm just sitting there like completely straight faced, being like, "Yeah." So he closes the door and leaves. Oh boy. So finally, I just pick up all my shit and walk out, go home, get back with all my friends, and any possible interactions that I had with her going on were basically like, she wasn't there. Double take of seeing her in the hall. Nope. She comes up to me and tries to talk to me, and I pretend that like the cafeteria person is like calling my number to pick up my hamburger that I ordered before, and just like walk away.
Somebody put shit in my pants. Just run away.
That's pretty much it. I actually ended up being pretty good friends with like one of the guys that I met through her, like on the hall. So we like went and talked about it before. I just completely disavowed any knowledge of ever having had that experience. But that was pretty much it. I haven't actually had any insane girls. Just her. Just the saran wrap. I think that's probably the best metaphor that I can come up for it.
Craziest experience for me. I mean, nothing sexual.
Lotion on its skin.
Yeah, that was
No butt
don't
stuff.
remind me about that one. God.
What?
No.
Oh, you know that time that was keeping that girl like in that like old artisanal well in his basement.
Oh yeah.
And he
He
was
put
just
his
like,
he put his balls behind his legs.
Well, no, yeah, that, yeah, yep, and
send
he's
down the lotion
no, 'cause
to
he was,
her.
yeah, and he was, and I think he texted all of us. He was just like, "Would you fuck me? Because I'd fuck me." And I'm like, you know what? I in this moment, no, I wouldn't. But ask
said
me
it.
again tomorrow. Ask me again tomorrow.
I said I'd fuck
no, I
you.
think we've all been there.
I'd fuck you hard.
I'd fuck me so hard.
So hard, yeah.
I am.
Well, you know, I have a thing for cocoa butter, so it's
There it
just,
is.
All right,
Well, for me, mine was my parents had gotten tickets to a show in New York, and they couldn't make it. So they had one for me and two for them, and they couldn't make it. So my ex lived in New York, and just prefacing this, I'm not actually mad about it anymore. It's more of a funny story to me at this point.
let her think you're mad.
She's
Well,
not gonna
but
listen.
let her-
She's
yeah.
not going to listen anyways.
Yeah, you never know. But
I just imagine all my exes
So-
are dead.
you know,
That's the healthiest way.
that's the dream.
Your semen literally killed them. But anyway,
It's like the Hulk. But you know, there's a whole thing about that. Or Spider-Man. Not
Yeah.
to geek out, but Spider-Man and the Hulk
Well-
have killed their girlfriends with their semen. So
Really?
The webs.
the webs too.
Jizz.
But so I had two extra tickets for the show, and I invite her, she was my friend at this point, and
First mistake right there.
Yeah.
I know
I was gonna
that
say,
that was a that-
Don't ever be friends with your ex.
fair enough. I mean,
unless
that's-
there's a possibility of having sex with them. For no,
Yeah, exactly.
it didn't last long, the friendship thing.
Yeah.
But so
until the end of this story.
So yeah, so the,
Anyway, we're honing
I
in
mean,
on
we
your-
were just texting right now, and it's over now.
Yeah.
But so I asked her, and she invited her friend, and we went to the show. And afterwards, they bought me a couple drinks because they wanted to somehow repay me for the show.
Three-way?
Three-way? That would have been nice too.
I have
but
a feeling the story's not going to go there.
Menage a moi.
it goes completely the opposite direction. In fact,
The old one way.
the old five finger. But
That's what
you
the
know.
death punch is really about.
But so
Continue.
Yeah, we're killing Mike's story here.
Yeah,
Why don't we
go
just
on, dude.
agree
You're
to let
just
him go
butchering
ahead?
it. Then we're gonna have to go back to the lotion story, and but I asked her, hey, the trains end at midnight, don't they? And she's like, no, they end at 2 to get back to Connecticut. And I said, oh, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, I'm definitely sure. And she went to New York a bunch of times, and she was now living there. I kind of just believed her. For whatever reason. And I said, okay, so we stayed at the bar, whatever. I left, got to Grand Central, and this whole station was closed. So I didn't know what to do. I had nowhere to stay. So I called her and I said, hey, so the train station's closed. I'm not sure what I should do here. And her response was, well, are there any newspaper stations around? And I kind of was a little bit perplexed, but I said, no, there's no newspaper stands. Why does that matter? Would they know something? And she was like, well, it's just, you could pick up a magazine and you could read till the next train comes. I'm like, next train's at 5 a.m. That's not happening. And she's like, well, I don't know. And granted, she was staying with a friend, but the least she could do, the very minimal, just bare bones, would be to say that she asked her friend if I could stay over, and she didn't, and just say, oh yeah, I asked her, and she said no. Then that would take the blame off of her. I mean, that
But
line,
she didn't even bother to ask your friend.
She didn't even bother to lie about asking her friend. I could have at least dealt with the lie. That's my point.
Lying is at least common courtesy.
See, yeah,
Exactly.
At that point, it's like I don't even give enough of a fuck
Yeah.
to pretend to be courteous.
See, that's more my point.
fucking-
Yeah.
I mean, she couldn't even be bothered to yeah.
That's awful.
She just went with the newsstand
didn't
thing
even
and
give a
said,
shit,
"I don't
like-
know what I want you to do."
It's like, well, basically, well, that sucks.
And the best thing was, it was a guy friend, so it wasn't like I was asking to stay with two girls. It was her friend, her friend's boyfriend, all in New York, and they're staying at his place. I could have slept on the floor. I literally could have slept in the bathroom anywhere.
Yeah.
But not even like a lie about asking.
Yeah.
So
couldn't even be bothered to lie.
So end of story is I had to sleep in the New York subway till 5 a.m. when they opened the doors, and then I begrudgingly went home and plotted to kill her.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which, for legal reasons, you did not do.
No.
For
For clarification, she is still alive and well, and if she ever dies, it has nothing to do with this podcast. So, yes.
The funny part too is we met later, much later, and
Then you killed her.
no. And then the knife came into play, and
And then I have this knife.
And I pulled out my gun.
and she was like, "Hey, you're not mad about that whole New York thing, are you?" I'm like, that's a loaded question, right? I just kind of had to smile.
Just sit there and be like, what New York thing? What do you mean?
And then I had a stroke, and it was great. No, but I had to smile.
Just aneurysm of fury.
I fell off the bar stool and just, that
Blood
was,
vessels popping in the head.
Then I blacked out, and I don't know what happened.
she could be alive or dead. I don't know. I was
Cops
gone for the rest of the time.
Just
But
fat, dumb, and blood trauma.
yeah, that's my crazy story.
It's terrible.
Hey,
But it's really not all that crazy. It's just bitchy.
Well, that's crazy.
Well, it's
basically-
crazy to sleep like a hobo in New York.
you basically
Yeah.
have to ask her to stay at your place, like get to the front door, and then just lock her out.
Yeah. What about you?
I have a couple. I mean, I'm not sure which one to go with. There's the teenage girlfriend who cut herself because of something I said. There was the one who ate her own scabs. Where would we start? Where did we start?
Don't.
We'll start
Not with the scabs.
Let's
start
Let's just gloss over that one.
That's a little too much.
Let's just scab right over that one.
So one of my okay. So we'll go to the what was it, 11th grade? Like you know this story, you just don't know who I'm talking about yet because I don't want to. But 10th or 11th grade, we're sitting around and there's this girl that I'm into. I ask her out, she says no because I'm too tall, and I say that's bullshit.
Yeah.
And I just basically call her on her bullshit. She didn't want to go out with me. I'm like, fine, you don't want to go out with me, that's fine, but I'm too tall. Fuck you. That's not really the reason. You don't want to go out with me because you don't like me or you don't think I'm attractive or whatever. So she comes in the next day and she's like, look at this. And she holds up her wrists and she's cut herself. And she's like, I did this because of you.
Well, there's no better way to get a man's there's no better
like-
way to get a man's indifference than cutting yourself.
No, but it's like I asked you out because I'm into you. You lie about the reason you don't want to date me, and then the next day you come in trying to get my attention. I cut myself because of you. Like, how do you go from I don't want to date you to you're the reason I did this? Like, how the fuck do you jump that gap?
Now, I want to kind of relate this in a way that same thing can happen with men, but it would be more like you see a girl and the next day you come in with your hands covered in semen, like, this is because of you, you know? You did this to me.
You did this to me.
Because that's more realistic than any man cutting themselves or a woman.
She was sad because she didn't have a third pony. We went to private school, so
Yeah.
Private school.
She was tired of having sex with the other two ponies.
Ponies 1 and 2 just could not satisfy her.
Yeah.
She had to introduce.
Well,
pony
because she's got
3.
3 holes. I mean, come on. You need a third pony.
I wish we had a live video feed of the facial expressions with some of these things. Just the look of shock sometimes.
I mean,
They make like systems so you can get it to work. If that's what you're wondering. You have a little thing that the bottom horse lies down on, and then there's like a harness system. You have to do all the motion yourself, but yes, they do make things to make this possible.
Terrible.
wait. Wasn't there a guy who died after
Yes.
being anally fucked by
Mr. Hands.
Mr. Hands.
But I mean, a horse is different than a pony. Ponies have smaller penises.
A horse is different,
Yeah,
of course.
of course.
Yeah, and also vaginas have a lot more length to them. You can get a horse penis in a vagina, not in a butthole.
How do you
Really? How do I know this?
I'd like to contest that. I'm not sure if that's true.
I don't
Because
think
there's
that's
more
true either.
damage that can be done in a butthole than you can rip it and cause way more internal bleeding than in a
feel
vagina.
like once you hit
that's used to things being in there,
Well,
and forced up there.
Yeah, I guess.
Look it up.
Well, horse shit anyway.
Okay, I've seen way more horse cock in vaginas than in buttholes. That's all I'm saying.
Whatever.
Well, because your body does amazing things when it's feeling good, and the butthole is definitely not enjoying it. So the body is fighting it. Like, wait a second, this is a horse cock.
at any point your immune system is like, horse cock, no.
Oh, yeah, everything's tightening up.
There's no shot for that. There's no vaccination.
No. What, like tetanus shot?
Yeah.
For horse cock?
Horse
cock.
For horse cock.
I wonder what the fancy name for that would be.
So let me tell you. Okay, I got a story. Well, what's the next thing we were going to talk about, or
I
what?
don't know.
Whatever. Any
What about
animals.
midget ponies? I just want to throw that into the mix.
What do you mean midget ponies?
pony.
Nobody wants to have sex with a midget.
Is that what they're called? Shetlands?
A horse and a donkey is a mule.
Yeah.
And that's sterile. They can't have Can't have any more children.
Good to know. Is
Like
that
a
what we were
liger.
talking? I don't think that was what we were talking about.
We're talking about all the different animals that Nick's girlfriends have had sex with.
Yes, and I'm one of them. I'm the nastiest animal they've had sex with. So,
I didn't realize that there were like because I just thought ponies were small horses, and then there's midget ponies.
Well, ponies are just another word for horses, I think, and then there's midget ponies.
I thought a pony was a baby horse.
No,
I don't know.
We're
I think they're all
terribly
different
inept.
things.
Anybody who's listening to this, don't listen to us because I'd fucking about
Any equestrians out there?
Yeah, I'd
you
be
know?
surprised if there's any PhDs listening to this shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah. Any
Nick's
good?
gonna grow up and get a PhD in something. So.
I can't wait for me to have kids because I'm going to tell them plenty of stories about my
Rape.
life that's going to prepare them for
Rape.
everything.
PhD in rape.
No PhD in rape affairs.
Rape affairs.
Rape
What do you
affair-
mean? No, like it's
Genital
no,
rape.
consequences.
a specific PhD in rape law.
Rape law. It's like naval law.
Naval, yeah.
Ocean law.
NCIS Pony Edition.
Is that horse cock?
That's
Miniature
some,
ponies and
yeah.
sweaters.
some tiny ponies with wearing
that's
sweaters.
I just want to prove my point.
Wearing sweaters because
That's the cutest thing with the biggest dick that could have sex with you.
well, no, I mean if you're gonna
Other than me,
if you're gonna rape Nick's girlfriend, you should accessorize while you do it.
Exactly.
So,
right, and be a horse.
and be a horse.
So yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
Okay, so do we have any? We have anything else to talk
were we
about?
talking
We don't have
about?
time.
Women,
What time?
relationships.
We're good.
1/3. Yeah, it's 30.
Yeah, we got plenty of time. Anyway, what was I? Let me
so
see.
that was your
sucking on my nipple. That was odd.
Put my tit in her mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I will say a very rewarding experience was having sex with my girlfriend on the roof of my house,
Wow.
which was excellent because my room opens up onto our patio, which is a nice like
Where my whole family was sitting.
30-degree 30-degree roof.
Yeah.
And of course, I've been out there drinking and smoking cigarettes for a while, and finally I had the opportunity to fuck a girl.
Finally,
out
I
there.
mustered up an erection.
Yes, finally I mustered an erection. And
my very first one.
suffice it to say that the angle was quite advantageous to everyone's pleasure, so that worked out quite well.
Nice.
Plus, the whole idea of
You were going up, right? Not down.
yes, going
Okay,
up.
just making sure, because you could,
Did it hurt though? I mean, like
for her maybe,
Yeah.
like you care.
I don't know.
I mean, That's what I always wonder about you ever see
Worked
those
out
girls
well.
with like the back piercings, you know, how they do like that lace thing in the back?
Yeah.
How can you have normal sex? Because that shit's going to catch on like, you know, any blanket or sheet or
I
anything
can't do
like
normal
that.
anything with
Yeah,
those.
exactly. Can't wear normal
You
clothes.
can't really be a normal person if you
Airport
I
security.
feel like normalcy is not one of their top priorities if that's what they're doing with their back.
We all come
with their back flab.
we all come back around to dick supply, you know, is really what it comes down to.
I feel like that's like a beacon of
I'm all out of dick.
there it is.
I'm lost without you.
Right? Like no, there's certain things that girls do where just like I'm sorry, but if you have your back like laced up with piercings, that is a red flag of I am not into the missionary normal shit. Like this is not what I'm about. I'm definitely into
Hate sex?
Hate fuck.
Yeah.
Hate fuck.
Angry sex? Yeah. I heard that. I've never had
here-
that, but
Okay, no.
What? Hate sex?
Hate sex?
Every time I've had sex.
the only one that's been there.
Maybe I
So does Nick,
liked a
does-
girl
Nick,
once.
does the anger ever stop?
the anger.
Yeah.
Well, when the erection goes away, usually, you know, that's when
wait.
when I start remembering
Are
things.
you-
Like,
are
oh
you-
shit, what was I doing
Wait,
before I got the erection? Like,
Does that mean you're hard during this podcast? What are you doing? He doesn't want.
I'm at half.
Rock 'em on.
Yeah, I'm at half-mast currently.
Oh, going from 6 to midnight.
yeah, I'm at
2 minutes from midnight.
It's going like in and out of my body rapidly, so I really can't really be quite sure where it is.
It's
The
like
bullet train. The bullet train. It's leaving the station and it's coming back. You know.
Oh, it's terrible.
So let me ask you guys this: do you guys remember when you guys learned how to masturbate?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. How did you learn how to masturbate? Does anyone remember, or did you just figured it out one day?
Yeah. No, I just figured it out.
You just all of a sudden just jizzed?
Well, no, I mean, because
No, it's sort of, I don't know, it's sort of some sort of strange situation where I was doing something and like accidentally repeatedly rubbed my cock on something. It's like, hey, you know what? I could actually get used to this.
yeah, no, that's
This is the bee's
Honestly,
knees.
similar story for me too.
Yeah. You want to know how I learned how to masturbate?
Sure. This is gonna be great.
Chris Rock stand-up. Right? I remember seeing Chris Rock stand-up, even some Dave Chappelle stand-up, and they do like the jerk-off thing. I'm like, now what is that? There's got to be something behind that. And then I tried it, and I'm like, those black guys, they got it, you know?
Well, at first you were just doing this. You're like, no, that's not reaching. That's not
I gotta
doing
go
anything. I gotta go further down.
Yeah, right? Because, you know, like,
Head to base.
I don't know. It's like, obviously I got erections and I played with myself, and I couldn't really figure out. There was those few years before I perfectly mastered it, where I was just a shitload of chafing, constant chafing. I had the reddest penis in the
ambidextrous,
world.
It
Alright.
started with the right hand, and then I found out internet porn, so I needed my right hand to like use the
Scroll
mouse.
through stuff, yeah, because you can't. Me and have had this conversation about, you know how back in the day men had such
Cats.
pleasing sexual
cats.
experiences because there was so much of the hunt for a woman, you know, and that's kind of the thing that we've carried on.
the hunt.
We've carried on the hunt, but it's more like an internet porn, you know, like you're jacking off. Yeah, you can finish to whatever. But you're hunting for that right video, you know, that right scene, you know. You're looking through and you can't
Perfect
finish until
10
you
seconds.
you can't finish until you find that right thing, and you're like, that's what I want to finish to. And before that, like, I'm sitting there sometimes just like jerking off for
4,
like 20
6,
minutes, like looking for something. Like, oh,
8,
come on, I
9, 10 hours
just
until
want
you
to
find that
finish,
perfect.
you know.
Then it becomes a job, really.
All right, all the girls crying in this one, yeah.
Who hurt you, Nick?
Who hurt me?
Who hurt you?
No, that story was more about who helped me, you know, who saved me.
I feel like this is a
some
question.
poop in the mouth,
I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
this is a question I have to ask now. Nick, what's the first inanimate object you ever fucked?
First inanimate object.
Because there's got to be more than one.
I guess it would be Bailey. No, the first inanimate object.
No, that's it. We're gonna end it there. That's all we need. That's fantastic.